The Consortium has announced along the World Championship program of the 7th and 8th November 2025 their future releasing for the next month, and they are really quite interesting. I can tell you this. So some of them will surely say, "Shut up, take my money," so they will appreciate the upgrade of the Mutus that can be said amazing, and others they say, "Okay, not so interesting, but they are not bad." So let's start to see about this preview. Then I treat each article separately so to have analysis about them. And remember that in the description I leave you this article about the Warhammer community as a sort of hub, so that then you can use this to link to the focus article that you are interested about. So it's useful for you. So let's start to see, and we can find that the first one that we'll see, it's about Captain Titus defends the 500 world of Ultramar against an ancient Necron destroyer. Here in this title we can find a lot of information. So we have Captain Titus, a new miniature about Captain Titus. Remember that has been listed a model related about him that it's the main characters of the video game of Space Marine 2. And that limited edition was limited. Now have an official miniature that it's available for everyone. And sincerely, not bad at all. It's even better in my opinion than the limited one, so amazing one. Then we have a new campaign that it's the Defender World of Ultramar. Here we had some leak about, and it was related about some boxes with a sort of combat battle, and we see that there is, but there will be also books of the campaign related about. So not bad. I'm quite curious to see about what to be released. And then the Ancient Necron Destroyer, the first of the Curse Destroyer. So not bad really, and we see that there is quite a lot of things. Moreover, because this Necron Destroyer Ancient one, it's the first of the one, and it's a character and not bad as model. So there will be a lot of things for a lot of people. Also about here. Then we can find about the champions of the 41st millennium, that it's about new heroes of different armies. We had the ones for the Tyranids, had the ones for the Taus, and the one for the League of Votann. So we see some new heroes, and it's really quite intriguing, but we'll see much better later. Then we can find about here Necromunda, a new character that it's the leader of Necromunda. So it's Ozothium Aranthus, and it's amazing. There will be a book and a miniatures related, and sincerely this miniature it's fantastic. We see much better, and I'm quite intrigued to buy because this is fantastic. And then we can find the Cathay with the defenders of the Great Bastion, so the old world. Here sincerely I was expecting no, because it's a third wave about Cathay. Okay, there has been a lot of miniatures that has not been yet released, but I would not have thought about having part of event for these ones. Instead, there will be a new Arcane journal about Cathay, not Cathay itself. And it's quite peculiar. It's for sure the Arcane journal I buy, because it's quite intriguing, and still I'm thinking of buying everything related about the background of the Cathay. So, okay, I buy also this one, and I think that it will be okay. Still, we see there are quite amazing ones. And we had to see much better because the miniatures are fantastic. I don't know which one has created these models, but are wow, amazing. And then we can find about the Black Rabbit with a reprint of, and also reimagination and so on, about the Horus Heresy saga. Sincerely, okay, I would not have thought to have this type of announcement along an event like this, because a normal article for Warhammer community, in my opinion, will be okay. Still, there's been quite interesting this way. Remember that for the Italian ones, there has been the translation about these books, so it's not so problematic to find them and will be updated. Otherwise, if you have other language or you like the English, you can have this reprinted and available, so not bad. And then we have something that it's interesting because it's about the Legends Imperialis, but little about Horus Heresy, so the 30k millennium. It's quite interesting. We see there are tons of things here. It's one of the massive releasing, and not bad at all. Then we have about the Horus Heresy, but for the Skitarii. So okay, not bad. In my opinion, these models will be really, and we see better, quite interesting to be used even in the Warhammer 40k without any problem. So they're okay, nice. And then we have also the part about the Cataphracii Terminators and the Breacher Squad. Here, sincerely, I think that a lot of people will be interesting because there will be an update about this Cataphracii Terminator that, remember, has been yet released. These are updated and they're not bad. Okay, it's how you decide if it's worth or not, but we'll see better later. And then we have something later about the Warhammer animation. Sincerely, this okay, I'm not at all interested about, so I'll talk really fast about these ones. And then about Age of Sigmar with a single thing, but quite amazing, the Maggotkin of Nurgle. And here it means the new Battletome, but moreover the new army. And here you can see the main character about this, but we see much better. And when you see all the models that has been released, you go crazy because it's fantastic and wow, really wow, they made an amazing work. If before they were fantastic, okay, then they made also the part about the Warhammer 40k with the reprint and update of the models for the part of the Nurgle spawn for Warhammer 40k. But here, wow, really wow. But it's not everything, because there's been the part about the Warhammer Quest Darkwater. Remember that it's the new box of the Warhammer Quest, so it's quite interesting. But what is most interesting is that here they made a lot of spot about the heroes. But Sicily, the bad ones, wow. The heroes are okay, but the bad ones are amazing. And really, if you combine the Maggotkin of Nurgle with this, really, I would not thought, but this Warhammer Quest, I'm thinking to buy. I bought at Curiosity because I was interested about the Undead, but these models that we see are, really, some of you will not resist to say, shut up, take my money, because they are amazing, really amazing one. Not bad at all. And it's everything, because there's not been quite a lot of new things that has been brought and so on. So think about this, but now let's start to analyze much better. Then let's start with Warhammer 40k, and we can see about Captain Titus that battle against Necros Amentar, that it's the first of the Necron destroyed curse ones. And then the campaign about the 500 Walls of Ultramar. So we can find about the new method about Captain that matters Titus. Here it's fantastic, it's really awesome. I love the details, and moreover about the head, it's simply fantastic. I don't know if I would ever able to paint in such detail, but it's simply wow, really quite fantastic. And it's combined by the words of Ultramar, that's about its fleet. And really we can find a lot about this ones, because even the head of this model is simply fantastic. The amount of details are simply awesome, it's really wow. But not only, see also these ones, it's really quite fantastic in my opinion. But also the other ones are something that you can really appreciate. See these models, the amount of details they have and so on. Really, you could even play this for being used as official of the part of the Aston Town without any problem, because they are simply amazing, really quite fantastic. And also here we can find these ones that have quite amazing models. Really, you can see that you can use them eventually as conversion for other things, for example, an engineer or a necromancer. Quite nice in my opinion, so not bad at all. I quite love these ones, really amazing. Then we had Necros Amentar itself, that it's a beautiful model in my opinion, because okay, not as good as the image, but wow, it's really big, really impressive, it's really massive. I quite like, and it has an amazing background, so I suggest you to make a depth about this. This has really quite a lot of potential, I quite appreciate. Really, it's not bad at all. And then something that we've seen as leakers. So here we can find about a sort of combat battle, because we have two heavy destroyers that are not bad. And for example, in this I have only the part about the Scorpec. The other parts are missing because I don't have the one that it's the cowboy, okay, and I don't have the two heavy support, and I don't have the Ophidians ones. But seeing like this, it's not bad, because in such a way you have a sort of elite that you can buy, and it's a great thing, really. it's something that I appreciate quite a lot. Sincerely, this I could buy simply because I want to have other models for my army of Necrons. Because, for example, I have two of the Scorpix one, because I have two box of the Necron part of the Indomitus. And here, having this would let me having what is missing, because and I've had, for example, the heavy destroyers, never had once, and having would be not bad. Okay. Then we have something that it was yet seen, the new Knight then I bring, and this is simply amazing. This is fantastic as mod. I said when I seen this in the Warhammer article preview, but this is simply fantastic. Wow. This is a mod that even if I'm able to resist to the combat battle, okay, the combat battle we understood, this will be really hard to resist to have such a mod in your collection, because it's amazing, it's fragile, it's wonderful. And then we have the part about the campaign with the 500 World Titus. Here we have so a sort of heavy board, the cardboard, that we have 4 booklet inside, the first of what it should be a campaign. And inside these ones we have this. The thing that I don't like is seem this to be in soft paper, and sincerely had something similar to this type of box, but having like this, not like at all. Anyway, we see that inside we have the part about Titus that should be about the background. We have the part about the wall of the Vespator front, that it's about the campaign itself. Then we have the part about the Dread Incursion, that it's about the boarding action to play with. And then the detachments, that it's about the new detachment for the one of the Necron and the Space Marines. Sincerely, it's interesting, not so interesting, because I think that really it's missing something like pleasure for me, and I thought to buy this, but seeing like this, not anymore interesting. Really, quite a lot of things to see even, and we are only at the beginning, so let's continue. Then we can continue with Warhammer 40k with the new champions for Warhammer 40k. We can start with Barak Stormborn for the League of Votann. This is an enemy of the orcs, and not bad at all, since I quite appreciate as a miniature. It's quite beautiful, I quite like. And then we have new miniatures about the Taos with this twin lens that is going to substitute about Farsight. And I quite like, are quite dynamic as posing and so on, so I quite appreciate it, sincerely, not bad at all. It's quite nice. Maybe I prefer in a different scheme of color, but nice. And I have a new Tyranid Primate with Lash Whip. Sincerely, this it's okay. Sincerely, okay, a new weapon, but the mod it's not bad, but it's not so great in my opinion. It's not so really quite really intensive as a perception, but it's nice. Maybe one of the calmer about the ones that we see now, but still not bad as model. And then again about Warhammer 40k, but Necromunda. And so we have the awesome Aranthus, that it's the new leader of the I Primus 1, and this is simply amazing. I love such models. See, the details are simply fantastic one. This is really quite amazing. Both him and it's familiar that it's fantastic. This sort of Icarus robotic one, it's simply amazing. But it's not everything, because this is a version, but we have also an alternative version, that is this one. We can see that it has a different part of the front, so we have the armor and the face. It's decrepit, it's a sort of leech, it's older than the Imperium itself. It's wow, really, this is a model that really conquered me. Amazing one, I love such model. And I have its Servitors, that are sort of zombie and dead ones. Really, see how beautiful they are. It's simply nice. I quite appreciate these ones. They are amazing ones, and really quite interesting. And then have the Iron Squad Charter Masters and Drill Masters, so new League of Autumn models that are available. And also these ones are not bad at all. I quite like, sincerely, because they can give you a lot of different models of the League of Autumn in different ways, and still being perfect, so you can have personalization in a lot of different ways. I love in such a way. Also here you can see So you can have quite a lot of fun, and it's not bad. And I have the book, the Aranthian Successor, the Spiral Promise, with this. So I'm the really almost curious to buy this book to read about these charcoals. It has quite an amazing background. I love the idea, the concept of such one. So nice, quite really quite nice. So step by step we are improving quite a lot, having new miniatures and even more background, even if aside from the big main events, but not bad at all. And then we had the old world with the third wave of the Cathay. So we had Defend the Great Bastion that we see it's the new Arcane Journal, and new methods about peasant, astromancers, and other things. So let's start to see. And you can find about the astromancer of the Celestial Court that are simply fantastic. I quite like that, it's really quite amazing. I like the here the models. It's really quite with the familiar fantastic ones. Also here the general, it's really Eastern wave. It's fantastic. I quite appreciate it. Really quite amazing. Also here we have the King Gun team. Here see the amount of details that they have. It's simply fantastic. Okay, are perfect themed. I love such things. Okay, also the Iron Gun and see the hats. They're simply amazing. Simply fantastic. Whoever sculpted this has made an amazing work. Really, even myself that I don't want to collect Cathay, I'm really calm myself, because they are fantastic, really wonderful. They had the peasant levy, and also these ones. These should be the normal infantry. Okay, the base of the base. Still see the amount of details that they have. It's simply fantastic, wonderful, really quite amazing. That it's the reinforcement set that has the new models available, so you can buy all. And I think that this will be really out in a moment. Once that has been released, this will not last. So if you are thinking about buying, buy and then think. Because, okay. And then have the Arcane Journal, the Beaching of the Great Bastion. This for sure I buy because have the other two of the Cathay. This it's technically not really related about Cathay because it's not called about Cathay, but still it's the background about it. And so I had to buy because it's quite nice and not bad at all, really. This it's quite intriguing. And here you can see also what can be done integrating this with the older ones. Fantastic. Okay, this really make an army that it's complete, and I think that a lot of people will buy this not to play the old world, but to play Age of Sigmar with the cities of Sigmar, with having these models because they are simply amazing, really quite beautiful. Really, this it's a project that having money at start because it's fantastic. And then how about the Black Library with the reprint of 12 of the 54 books related about the Horus Heresy. And here we can find so about the reprinting with a different cover. Okay, it's something that if you're interested about. And here the titles that has been to be reprinted. Okay, not bad because it has been 20 years since the first releasing. Okay, I understand. Sincerely, I don't think that it's so great to be put in this. And I would have preferred sincerely some omnibus. It would have been better because there has been the omnibus about these books in French, in Deutsch, but not in English. And I would have really bought them. And remember that if you are Italian, there has been the translation now about this book. So step by step, you have to decide if it's okay for you to buy this upgraded version of the original books, or simply you are okay with having the original ones, or simply you want the new ones. It's up to you decide. And okay, sincerely, it's not bad, but it's up to you decide if it's worth or not. And then we move to talk about the Horus, not about the Legionis Imperialis, not about Horus. The problem is that it's about the Legionis Imperialis with the models a little about Horus Heresy. Okay, so here we can see new rules about the Legion Imperialis with EV tanks, Saturnine Terminators, and so on. So a lot of things. So we can start. We can see there is about this Saturnine Assault card, and it's fantastic because you thought that the Terminators Saturnine ones are too expensive. Here you can have tons of them for cheap and smaller. Okay, it's quite intriguing, sincerely, and I quite like. They are really quite amazing, in my opinion. Then we can see about the Dreadnought, and here could be quite interesting because we can have two of them for less than price of one. Okay, they're small but still amazing ones. Then we have the new Arcane weapons platforms. Here we are seen in the Saturnine box, okay, these models, and it's the same but smaller scale, really smaller. Then we have this Saturnine battle group that it's going to be listed. Here, sincerely, if you are thinking about buying, buy this, because you have the Terminators, you have the Dreadnought, you have the vehicles, you have the Rhinos, and you have the part of the missile launcher that we've seen. So a lot of things, and you have quite a lot of fun. Really, it's quite amazing, sincerely, and I think that it's really quite worth this battle group to buy. Then we have about the Legion Super Heavy Tanks, and here again new models in that scale, and not bad at all. Because if you are thinking about having this it's a way to have really models that you'd like to buy but never bought. Really quite interesting, because you can see quite a lot of space and having still amazing models. So not bad at all. And then we have also this Legionary Star Combinators battle group that, as you can see, it's a lot of things, a lot of dreadnoughts, a lot of troops, vehicles. So you can have quite fun, and in some way it's a sort of having this, you can consider maybe a sort of Horus Heresy Christmas box. It could be nice eventually. And as you can see, we have here what has been included. So 8 tactical legionary squads, 2 Terminators bases, 2 assault space marines, 4 support legionaries. So a lot of things, and you'll like quite a lot about these things. And we have also a solar auxilia combiner here, and again a lot of options. So it's a way. Sincerely, I never like too much about Legionis Imperialis, other than having, for example, I'm thinking about buying the Titans and the Stonehawk, because they are too big and too expensive, and having the smaller version would be nice to have, really, for pleasure. But it's quite interesting in some way, because you can have an interesting army. It's not something that I play, but it's becoming completer and completer. So not bad at all. And here again, you can see what it's inside, and there are tons of things, so not bad at all. And had the second of the Juno Strategia, the Ruin of the Salamander. So again, quite interesting. Here it's amazing for the background, it's amazing for the rules. So the rules, pay attention, because there is tons of rules also in the Warhammer community part for the Fox and so on, because I've been brought a lot of things. Not bad. So I quite like this. Anyway, it's a way to have alternative version for the Arcane Journals for the top. It's the idea is the same, but I appreciate in some way, not bad at all. And now finally something really about Horus Heresy, so about the Skitarii. And here it's something that it's quite nice. Sincerely, I like such models. They're not bad. In my opinion, are even better than the normal Skitarii ones. So okay, not bad at all. And they have quite a good potential, in my opinion. So also here, these ones are quite amazing. Also, we have this new automata that it's okay. It recalled me quite a lot about the drone plug of the part of the Nurgle army. So okay, nice. And then we have this mechanical group that it's to have the new models without any problem altogether. So eventually you can think about buying these to have this without having to buy the squad separately. So not bad at all. And then we have this that it's another book about the Horus Heresy. So we have this that it's about the Skitarii. Nice. Okay, if you're interested about it's really quite intriguing ones. Not a lot of releasing, but quite interesting. But we are not finished with the Horus Heresy. We have new models about the Cataphracii Terminators and the Breacher Squads. So here we can see the new models about the Cataphracii. These are bigger, okay? So we had yet some models about this Cataphracii because I have from the previous boxes of the Horus Heresy ones, but still they have better weaponry about details and they are bigger in scale because they updated the part about the armors, the Space Marine armors, so updated also about this in size. Okay, surely I not buy this only to have an updated version, but okay, I appreciate. I'm quite curious anyway because I have the old ones and I'd be curious to compare the new ones to the old ones to see if they are really so different in size. Okay, but not bad. And I had the Breacher Squad. Here it's interesting because previously they were practically only about Forged releasing, and now they are freely available. And I know people that will be interested about these ones, so quite intriguing because they were not anymore available, and now they are redone literally and updated in scale. So okay, nice. And I have also this box that let you have all these models. So the part about the Terminators, the part about having a Dreadnought, and the part about the Breacher Squad. So okay, also this, I think that if you're thinking, it's better to buy this one because you can have all the new models together and having quite a great update. Eventually, it would be nice also to play with this in Warhammer 40k without any problem because the Dreadnought could be used anyway, the Terminators could be used anyway, and the other ones are simply normal Space Marines. So anyway, you can play with this without any problem. So think about eventually. And I have new animations trailers for the new series for Warhammer Plus. Okay, if you're interested, you are welcome. Sincerely, I could care less. They're both for Warhammer 40k and Sigmar, so it will be quite interesting. Here we can see some details, so there will be a lot of things to see. If you have the subscription, it could be also an additional thing to have fun with. So okay, if you are interested about, because sincerely I could have skipped without any problem, and I don't understand why it is in this event, but okay, take note about. And then we move on to the Age of Sigmar with the new Battletome of the Maggotkin of Nurgle, and not only them. So we can start to see and we can find about Festus the Licher, that it's the new charter, and it's simply fantastic. When I seen this, I thought, why there is Jabba on a Tremor? And okay, simply fantastic. When I saw this, I thought, okay, I not collect the Maggotkin, but this I'd like to have a model because it's simply fantastic. It's really beautiful. I know it's disgusting, but it's beautiful. See the amount of details that it has. It's simply wow, amazing. A crazy thing to paint, but fantastic. And I've had this Sloven Knight, and here they are perfect if you think about combining them with the Harbinger of Decay, and really they are amazing horses with amazing riders, really quite fantastic. They are perfect. They are really quite perfect for the models. Here we can see alternative version that we can have about these ones, and okay, wow, you can really personalize in every way that you want. They are amazing ones. And I have the Putrid Black Kings. Here it's a new way to have the Black Kings. Sincerely, maybe I don't like too much about the colors or the horns that are maybe too big for my... Okay, still the models are fantastic and I think that are really quite characteristic. So eventually you can modify a little and change the scheme of color. In fact, we can see that here we have a different one, and I think that it's much better. And we can see how much we can personalize eventually. So not bad at all. And I've had the Rot Swords that are the champions eventually. So again, see how beautiful they are. Really, Rotting champion. They are amazing. They are really something that it's fantastic in my opinion. They are quite intriguing. So everything about this scream by me, because they are really wonderful, not bad at all. And then had the Pestigos. Here, you have to remember that had the Beastman that has been brought from the Warhammer Fantasy to Age of Sigmar. Then has been brought back to the old world, but they were missing in Age of Sigmar. And here, as I said, it's a way to make them come back, because it's an important part about the Spaceman in the background Age of Sigmar, so it seemed strange not to have them. But you effectively would have to redo all the Minotaurs and so on. And here it's a way, so that step by step they can bring them back. So once they have made them for the Maggotkin, they can do this for all the other Chaos Gods. And then have it for the Individual one. I'm quite curious about what we'll do with this, but then they can give you simply a Battletome that keep everything together, and so having them come back, maybe with a new name or so on. Okay, still quite nice, and you have new models, and they are really fantastic. Really, see how beautiful. Okay, they're disgusting, but how beautiful they are. They are really quite impressive, in my opinion. They are really fantastic, and in such way, in my opinion, it's something that you can see a base that then they can work on for the other gods to have them back and having the Beastman having again power. Okay, so nice. They've had the new Battletome of the Maggotkin Nurgle. I don't think that I'll buy, even if I'm quite curious, because there are tons of things inside that are new, from charters for new models and so on. So I'm quite curious to see how they bring about this. I'm quite curious if they are going to release army set about, because it's strange that has not been announced. And I think that it's intriguing in some way, so not bad at all. Then here we can see some models that has rules, but we'll see later, because they are related about the Warhammer Quest Minotaurs. So here you can see that they are simply fantastic. So really, having the rules, it means that you are tempted even more to buy that box to have the models, because they are simply amazing ones. They have about the spearhead, the bubonic cell. So here it's quite interesting, but not so bad. So good, not so bad, because we had tons of Nurgles. Okay, had this, the Nurgle Beast, and I had the Ultramar Creed that the Jews seem not to sell, because they put these everywhere to sell them. Okay, they had the Regiment of the Pussus that had the tree, had the Herald, and we have the here the Demons of Nargos. Okay, sincerely I prefer the other ones, if I have to be sincere. And I had the Path to Glory, the Blighted Wilds, and so a new Path to Glory book. Not bad. This, as you see from the cover, should be mainly related about Nurgle. So okay, and interesting. Sincerely, I not buy, because I not bought the previous one, but I'm quite curious. Eventually, in the future, if find them discounted, I could try to buy these ones. But okay, not bad. And here we can see really intriguing part, because here we can see again the part about having the City of Sigmar against the Nurgle, the Maggotkin. I'm quite curious about this charter on this one, because it's a new model. This I don't think that I saw this one before. Okay, maybe it's myself, but maybe it's a way to have them announced in some way. Okay, intriguing. We can think that in the future we see other things related about this Maggotkin on Nurgle. So there will be a lot of new things related. The Maggotkin of Nurgle, surely it's amazing, but it's not ending. So let's go to see about something else related. And then last but not last, we have Warhammer Quest Darkwater. This technically it's not something new, because you yet announced that it's going to be released, and we have seen the main charters for the order. Okay, we have seen also its background, and it's quite interesting, but here we can see much more, obviously. So we can find about the box itself that it recalled by the artwork a lot about the old Warhammer Fantasy, but it's Age of Sigmar, okay? And here we can find about the Minotaurs, but from this image it's not quite understandable what there is inside, so we can have much better seeing this article. We can see about the Minotaurs who have Atomal Baron, that it's not a Bretonnian, even if it's like that as a vibe. Remember that the Bretonnian ones are the Fisher Goods. And here it's a fallen Sigmarite, okay? You can see from a lot of the parts here, from the axe and so on, so okay. They have the brain Titus, that it's a strange background, okay? Here we have the Inara Sion, okay, that it's sort of mage. They have the Dwarning here. Here I have to say, for the Minotaurs, it's one that I prefer about the other ones. So okay, not bad at all. Then we can continue, and we can find some other things that we are not completely sure. So we have these centaurs. So Keltanor, not bad at all, and it's really quite intriguing. You can see the amount of data that does. The GUI it's quite improving, and in something quite a lot of centaurs way. They have Drasher Worn, that is the Rampaging Beast. So I'm quite curious to see about its background, knowing it much better. And I have Jacobus Bind, that it's the Jade Wizard, okay, but it seems like a druid. It's really quite that vibe. But at the same time, they are not bad at all, sincerely. So if you're going to play D&D, maybe you'd like also to have these Minotaurs. But here we can see the part about the Nurgle part, and each of these Minotaurs is fantastic. We have just Goose Boost. Remember that these ones you can use in the Maggotkin of Nurgle Battletome that we're seeing right now. So wow, and see how I know that maybe say beautiful it's okay, strange, but it's beautiful. So okay, nice. Then we have this Belga, the Cheese Witch, and this it's maybe the model that I loved at first sight, because it's fantastic. I really quite love. It's full of that. It's amazing one. Then we have Mulgot the Cleaver. See what there is here. It's nice, really. And then we have Shaman Sulhoof. So here we have another models little about Nurgle, and moreover about the Beastman. So remember that what I told you about the Beastman, here it makes you think that maybe it's right more and more, and an amazing model, really quite wonderful, really fantastic ones. And then we can see about here the Cankerbone. So again, something fantastic, because it's a sort of hybrid of a sort of Nurgle demon, but okay, nice, really quite intriguing. Black Bear quite immersive. Then we have the Black Templars, and here they're going to be combined perfectly with the ones that we've seen before. So again, wonderful, really quite nice. Then we have the Pot of Wretches. Okay, here I have to say that are quite beautiful, because usually the Plague Zombies were the zombies simply painted in different ways, or not so different anyway. Here are really quite fantastic, and here these ones could be perfect also for Warhammer 40k that they can use them, so not bad at all. Then we have the Pestigors, and remember what we've seen before, here we have other Pestigors. So combine those ones that we've seen before with this, you can really have an army about Nurgle that you can use as using the Beastman ones. So not bad at all, because we have seen the Shaman, so really quite intriguing, and moreover you can eventually modify some of them to make them the branch chief son for the Nargos, the Beastmen, and using the rules of another model. So you can have really your mind explode and think about all different things that you can gain. Then have this Maricapes. Okay, sincerely, okay, there are spirits. Nice, okay, they're inside, so it's not bad, but sincerely not the best in my opinion, but okay. Then have the map to play, sincerely not bad at all. Then the cards available, so okay, if you're interested. And really can say that it's small things, because sincerely I don't mind that they don't have a lot of things related about the order ones, because sincerely they told that they had the Warhammer community with article specific for those ones. But about the Nurgle, here it's simply fantastic. Combine this with the Maggotkin on Nurgle, Battletome, and you can have a new army that it's fantastic. Really, I'm thinking and how to keep myself from buying this Warhammer Quest, because it's fantastic. Okay, usually I not buy, but these ones, ooh, really, I be glad even to buy the only the. I don't think that someone will let me to have only the part that I'm interested in the Nargo one, and okay, take all the other things because I'm not interested about this. It's amazing. I really quite love. So to say about such announcement, sincerely I think that they are really quite nice. About the part of Capitan Titus, the models are amazing, and I appreciated a lot also the part about the Necrons. I don't know if I'll buy something about this, but surely I appreciate a lot, and maybe that combat battle could be intriguing. About the Champions of the 41st Millennium, okay, nice. Sincerely, I'm not interested in any of this, but okay, even if I'm full Latient and an army of Tyranid, but I can really have simply way to have the Primus here, because it's quite simple. It's only a leash added to a Primus, so okay. Then have about Necromunda, that it's an amazing model, really. Here you can have quite a lot of fun with both the version. Eventually you can even think about having two of these simply because you want to have both the version available. Okay. About the Cathay, the Arcane Journal, I have something that I must buy. Okay. At the same time, I think that there will be a lot of people that will go crazy about such releasing. Sincerely about the Black Library, I would prefer something that it's about the announcement that it's about the new way for the Rise of Nagash that it's going to be republished for the TOW. It will be much better, or something for the future. This, okay, they're nice, but I would prefer maybe something else. They don't give me any. Okay, wow, it's done. Okay. About the here the Legionis Imperialis for the Horus Heresy, not bad in my opinion, because there are tons of things, and I think that there will be a lot of people that will appreciate, even if they don't play Legionis Imperialis stuff. About the models that are proposed, I think that will be quite interesting. The Skitarii, I think that are okay, nice. Sincerely, about the Cataphracii Terminator and the Beacher Squads, something that it's nice, but here remember about the box, because that box that include all the new things and the Dreadnought, I think that would be much better to have all the things combined and save quite a lot of money. About the Warhammer animation, I could care less. About the Maggotkin on Argo, sincerely, totally appreciate. Okay, even if I would have preferred the Ossebo Reapers, because the 2025 was announced as the year of the death, and they list 3 of the 4 faction of the death. It's only missing the Ossebo Reapers, so it's a bit of pity that there has not been announced. Maybe I'm a bit greedy, okay, but I would have liked. But we'll see, because maybe it's later in the future and we'll see maybe new models too. Okay, still here, new Battletome, new models, amazing ones, and these are perfectly combined with the Warhammer Quest Darkwater. I think that combining these ones for one that play Maggotkin Nargos will happy, and also the ones that simply are interested about Warhammer Quest will happy too. Here, sincerely, if I was thinking about, okay, the only thing that I'm interested about Cursed City, maybe I'll buy a second one about Cursed City. Here, I'm really thinking about instead one of Warhammer Quest Darkwater, and really, I'm trying to really shut up, but keep my money. But it will be hard, really hard. Still, as an event, I think that it's not bad at all. Some things will be better in another way, for example, Black Library and the animation. But I think that even if there has been a lot of things that has been nice, it's quite good, okay? Not the best, but nice. Even if you have to remember that it's the 10 years of Warhammer Age of Sigmar. So maybe a bit more about Age of Sigmar, because, okay, nice about the Maggotkin, nice about the Warhammer Quest, the quote, but a bit too much about Warhammer 40k, because tons of things about Horus Heresy, Legion Imperialis, and Warhammer 40k, and also about that side of the GW. So maybe something more about Age of Sigmar I would have appreciated. About Tov, okay, sincerely I was not expecting new things like this, and that Kanjuna it's a good welcome. So okay, I'm quite curious about what you thought. There are some things that you for sure buy. You are not interested at all. You appreciate some things, but you are not interested to buy. I'm quite curious to know about your thoughts and also about the Mistmen. Are you agreeing with me about their coming back in such way, so step by step, and then okay, collect together, or are you are not caring at all and you think that they are completely vanished? Let's talk in the comments because I'm quite curious about your opinion. Anyway, from deynonmod it's everything. I invite you to subscribe to the channel, to ring the bell so to receive notification about new video, to comment under here about this video, or if you want to suggest me new videos. So I hope to see you again to the next time.